and I'm looking at Solana, and we can look at this from a number of perspectives. And we start with the 8 wave count and what's taking place here, why we found such a major resistance, and so on. It's not an easy chart, but anyway, we'll explain why certain things are happening and what's likely to happen and what we're looking for a bigger trade. If we're to look at from an 8 wave perspective, you can probably say that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In a way, you can also say that is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and then this is an ABC type of corrective wave. Either way, it doesn't really matter what took place in the past, but I do believe this was a diagonal ending structure to the wave 5 count, and as a reversal, potentially bit of confusion in regards to why it went down that much, but that was FTX debacle, and I think that's what made it drop really hard, either there or there. Either way, what we have here now is what we'll do on the macro is a 1, 2, and what I thought might be a 3 and a 4 and potentially 5. So we're still looking for our 4th wave finish. We locked Bitcoin, it was in a sideways pattern. I thought that was the case right there, that was going to be our 4, but 4 could be taking out the liquidity just there and then continue on. But there's also a negative part to it. What's negative about this is a weekly level. We've broken the weekly level. So we've got one weekly level there, higher highs and higher lows. Then we stopped there. So this took out the liquidity. So this last one here dropped below the weekly, which was that. Did a fake out, took out the liquidity, went back up and dumped right there above all this and took out all that stop losses out and then dumped. So to me it looks very bearish in that sense, and it's going to be very hard to figure out where if it is a wave 4 at all. We can look at this as wave 3 and wave 4 and a wave 5. I looked at it that way as well, with a complex correction, and it might look like a distribution structure. So what we might be looking for is a 3 wave count to the downside before we make another move to the upside. The alt market is not doing well. Binance is selling, my understanding, to pay major fines, both Bitcoin and Solana, so that could be the downward pressure, and I think that's the case. And here we have another reason. If we get this Fibonacci and go to the previous high, let's just do this for a sec. So if that's our reference point and that's our reference point there, the golden ratio was right there, and sometimes we have a 0.68 and that was the next one. So that's when you're looking from a Wyckoff perspective, buying climax, back test, another up thrust, and then failure. However, what we want to look for here is something like that to start being bullish. So we want to see this level taken out. So when we look at this from a Fibonacci perspective, the golden ratio makes sense to be a major resistance. And if we just clear this up for a sec, you can see our monthly levels also corresponding to that level here. So we had monthly level here, that was a monthly level. We have a yearly level there, so we didn't get to the yearly level at all, and also we have another yearly level here. And so we break this yearly level. Let's just make that into red. There's also was a major support, so we had a fair bit of support on the yearly, and now we've broken down through that. So this is looking bearish. The VWAP from the bottom to the top is also past, it's not holding it, and we also, so we had that pivot and also that reference point. So we've got a lot of resistance now on our way up, And in my opinion, this is just going to, if we get a bounce there, which is from the naked point of control here, that's why I'm looking for the monthly and the weekly to be a support level. Yes, this is against Bitcoin, by the way. Forgot to mention that. So I think we're going to get a bounce there, and that takes out that liquidity there. So if we're looking closely, previous low was there. Hold on, let's just do that again. Previous low was there, and we've taken that out. We've got our fib levels from number of reference points there to there, from there to there, and now 6/8 there as well. So I think this is going to be a strong bounce there from a Bitcoin perspective, and we'll look at Solana, see how that corresponds to anything. But we are not being optimistic at this point. This level, previous level of volume, is going to probably act as support, and so I'm looking for this level as a major support level. So if we go into the daily, you can see how this neckline has been compromised. That was a grind line, and as soon as we lost that, you see it plummet from a Bitcoin perspective. So we've still got a bit more lows to go. Naked point of control, I do feel that this level here is going to be our major support. So I still got more lows to go, really. And so what does that mean? Bitcoin's going to continue dropping, and then we get a bounce. How does that correspond to Bitcoin? Let's see. Well, we can see the rejection there. We've got the VWAP Bitcoin. So I'm looking for this scenario. I had it there. Volume value area low. So it might just come down here, take out some liquidity. Well, we're getting liquidity taken out. We might just stay there, but I think this is a hopeful good trade, or a fake out with this trend line, and then take out these liquidities, take out major stuff, that one there, and potentially that one there. And this is the golden ratio. So going back to Solana, I think against Bitcoin, we still got lows to go. I played it safe, start to de-risk with Solana some time back, and I should have done it there with a good short, but anyway, hindsight, that was a major level right here. Fix the yearly level was a point of control as well. Interesting. So that was major, and that would have been a nice shorting position. So if we look at Solana against the US dollar, so we have this up channel, and I'm thinking this harmonic might play out. So it's coming down, and I do feel like it should take out, was taking out those lows, and it's likely to come down to this 0.5, not this golden ratio, but the 0.5, and get a response. So I'm looking for that. If it does regain that level, so you can see this trend line acting as major confluence, I think we'll get a rejection, and the trend line, this major trend line, playing its role. So the harmonics in play, and it's either going to go up, or we just go a bit of fake out and further down, and then we'll look for the much lows, and then back up. So this is going to look like a hard area to trade, and we'll see how that goes. But yes, against Bitcoin, it's dropping, it's showing a lot of weakness, and from a macro picture, let's just do this for a sec. Interesting, didn't come across. All right, so if we look at that from a macro perspective, you can see clearly, if we do this, we need to regain this to be bullish. And so for now, I will be looking at Solana against Bitcoin in a different way now. There, it's a level to that. So, and the thing is, it could come down to that level here. So if we've got 1, 2, 3, it's still valid to come down to this level and then go up again. This area could play a good role, and that's our corrective wave, and then we look for further highs. There's a number of ways of looking at this. If it comes down to there, and that's our one, actually we can do this, that could be our golden ratio and major resistance. And again, it's still, that could be, that's my thoughts anyway. That's one target and that's the other target if this is a major 3 and a 4. So if we come down, I think this is valid, and then big time. So it's a hard chart to trade. Confluence there, and so, but that it could also be a distribution as well. So that's why I'm playing it safe. And if I see bullish signs, then I'll take it from that perspective. At this point, it's against Bitcoin, it's looking bearish, and I think it's going to lose a lot, like the many of the alts. So let's have a look at another chart. So you can see the five-way count could have been complete. So if we had this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, that's a 5. That's, and so we just, if we do that, put our golden ratio, there you go. So we've probably hit our target. And I'll usually use a 1.786 as well. And there you go. So you can tweak this a little bit with that, and look at that. This was a golden ratio right there. That's why we're getting a bit of a pullback. We might just play this out with a A, B, and a C, and then still continue on. I'm not hopeful at this point. I think we're going to come down to these levels because it's passing the major resistance as support. So we've broken it. So that's looking weak. Yeah, that's another reason why it's looking weak, because we just broke that previous resistance that should have been support. Yep. And we've broken down. So this is likely to find the 618 as resistance. Look for a shorting position and back down again, or up there and then shorting position. Yes, this is a 3-day chart. Unless we get a real good response on the daily. Let's just do this for a sec. Yeah, we need a strong candle here to reverse that, and it's got to do something like that there. So we're in the buy zone. Let's try and that there. Damn. You can see where the resistance, and look at that. So we've got that as a resistance. Let's do our method. So that was the golden ratio, big pullback, low rejection, pullback. I think we're done from that perspective. Let's try, so let's do this. So that's our 1, 2, both of them are double top. I'll look at it from that perspective. If we were to get another thing out here, give us a sec. Doesn't give us a chance there. Oh shit. So from that pivot to that point there, give or take, that looks weak. We need to get back up. But this is a fib fan. Changing trend. So if we do weekly, and we do line chart, there's nothing we can really use here, I don't think so. Let's just go regular. So we've broken that trend right there, and that's, again, that's a weekly trend line. So if we go back to candles, still explains from a line chart, it does a better job, this trend line, as you can see. That point is very important. Yeah. So when we do that fib channel, even that was probably, we probably had that. So here we go, we've got this next one down here. So this could come down further and find support on 0.5. There's another ways of looking at this. Let's look at this one for a sec. So weekly red candles. So let's look on the day, 2-day red candles, daily red candles. Damn. So the Renko is also showing a reversal. Renko is showing that this is a support level. We've picked a daily, so this is Renko's level of support. Let's just do that for a sec. So if we go back to our normal chart, was here, it's perfectly aligned. So that was a key level. And you can see it, that's a key level, and we drop through it. What we need to see is a regain of that to start being bullish. So we might get a bounce. If we get that type of movement, then we can say, okay, we have a chance. If it goes above and back test, that could be an entry. But this level, so what's that level? 184 to 179 is our major resistance, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, definitely bearish at this point. Liquidity is further down. We've taken that liquidity out, so we're seeing some buying, but I think that coming to this fib fan is probably a better way of doing it. Looks bullish candle. I'll let it close, but as you can see, the VWAP is major resistance. You'll see two. I want to see two of these buggers on the one out just to show the bullishness. What's Bitcoin doing? Not doing anything. Yeah, so there's no trade. That is a bear flag of some sort. This is a grind, right? Triangle, that's a grind line, and we've lost that. And so if we were to count, then maybe it's finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe. Just maybe a 5. All these signs are giving you, that's a bear flag. So you can see how everything's played. That's a major one, so I think that looks like a 3 or 4, definitely. So we're doing wave 5. We might get a 3-wave count up before we continue down. So I'm bearish on Solana now, guys, just by looking at the charts. Yeah, it's a shame that Solana's not doing what it's supposed to do, but that's it. I'll leave it at that, guys. Please give me a like and share, and talk to you soon. Cheers.
There you have it. Please give Sam a like, share, and subscribe to his channel to support him for doing more of these posts.